with the flex DP rule, there's often a lot of confusion on who it's a sub for, how many times can you do it, can you do it an infinite amount of times, but isn't it a sub for somebody? We're going to run through exactly what that is here when you go flex in for your DP, or when you go, quote, DP in for your flex, which we'll touch on exactly what that means. So here we go. We're going to use this softball DP flex simulator, and we're just going to use mock lineup. So we're not going to create a lineup, save time here, just fake names. But we want to make sure we start the game, which we do here, have a DP and a flex. So you cannot add the DP or the flex once the game gets going. You have to start the game with the DP and the flex. The flex has to be fielding. Right now we have our flex in the pitcher spot, probably the most common. Doesn't mean that's what you always have to do. They could be anywhere. And your DP, of course, is just hitting. So we're going to submit this lineup. This is when we give our lineup card to the umpires, and then they go through all the ground rules and they say, okay, all lineups are now official. So we're going to proceed here. That's at that moment. So now after that moment, we can go ahead and make any legal substitutions. So this app will only follow legal substitutions. So we're going to start by simply putting our flex in for the DP spot. So Carver is going to go in for Weiss. That means Weiss is going to come out of the game. So we'll go up to our substitution bar up here. We're going to tell the umpire, hey, I want my flex entering in for the DP. So that's going to drop us to 9, of course, because now we don't have the flex spot anymore. The flex is in the DP spot. So Carver just moves from fielding only to now still pitching, but also hitting. So Carver's in the lineup to hit and is still pitching. So that means Weiss, our initial DP, moved to the bench. So that means Carver did not use a substitution. Carver's still in the game. Weiss, however, came to the bench. So Weiss is out of the game right now. Because Weiss was a starter, Weiss can still re-enter one time. So we're just going to click re-enter here. That's going to put Weiss back into the 7 spot, and Carver will go back into the flex spot. So there we go. Weiss re-enters into only spot that Weiss can re-enter to, the 7 spot, and Carver just moves right back to the flex. Carver has still not used his substitution. Our flex has not come out of the game, but the player in the DP has. Okay, so now if we were to do this again, flex enters for DP. So same thing, Carver moves to the 7 spot, has still not used a substitution because Carver, again, went from fielding only to now batting and fielding, has not come out of the game. But Weiss now has used her second substitution, cannot come back into the game. Weiss is finished. So does that mean we have to stay at 9 for the entire game and we cannot reinstate the flex? No, it does not mean that. Carver can continue to move back and forth as much as we want. Carver can go back into the 10 spot, but we have to choose somebody off the bench then to fill the vacant 7 spot, and it cannot be Weiss, our starting DP, because Weiss is done. So we just tell the umpire, hey, time, go to the ump. We say, hey, I want to go back to 10. I want to reinstate a new DP. So we just choose somebody. We're going to go Martinez off the bench. Martinez is going to come into that 7 spot, and Carver moves back to the flex because we're back to 10. So again, Carver still has not used a substitution. Carver can just keep going back and forth as many times as we want, has not come out of the game, whereas Martinez now, if Martinez comes out again, so let's go ahead and do that. Let's go flex enters for DP. Martinez is going to come out of the game. Now Martinez is done. So if we scroll down, Weiss and Martinez are both out of the game because Martinez, of course, was a bench player, came into the game, came out of the game, cannot come back in. So again, we can do that as much as we want. Let's go ahead and go back to 10 again. We'll go Carver back to the flex. And we'll go ahead with Thompson, somebody off the bench. So we could just keep adding players off the bench into that DP spot as many times as we want. Okay, so what does it mean then to go DP into the flex? Right now we've been going flex into the DP. What does it mean to go DP into the flex? Well, all that really means, that's a fancy way of just saying, hey, I want my DP to play the field, right? I want my DP playing pitcher because that's what the flex is in right now. That means we have to remove our flex. DP is going into the game for the flex, basically, to pitch. So here on the app, we can go to the substitution bar, and we're going to click drop to 9, remove flex. We also could actually go to substitution. We could go to position changes, and we could put our DP into pitch, but we're just going to keep it simple. We're going to go drop to 9. So now Carver moves to the bench, and Thompson stays where they were at, but is pitching now. So Thompson's still technically the DP, but is also pitching. Yes, that can happen. Your DP can play the field, just like your flex can go into bat. So we're down to 9, of course, when that happens. And so we can click re-enter if we want Carver coming right back into the 10 spot and pitching, or really playing wherever we want, but the flex has to be playing somewhere in the field. So Carver, we re-enter, is back into the pitcher. That means our DP is just back to hitting only. And now if we were to do this one more time, we're going to drop to 9, remove the flex. That's going to put our DP into pitch. Now Carver is finished, right? Because Carver started the game, came out one time that we just did, came back in, and now came out a second time, so is finished. So we, just like we can do it with the DP where we go back to 10, we can go back to 10 again here. We can add somebody new into the flex. But obviously we have to have enough bench players. So we have 2 left. We got Rodriguez and Foster. Let's go ahead and reinstate our flex back to 10. We'll go with Rodriguez off the bench. So Rodriguez now is in the flex. So we're still sound. We still have our DP in the game, now playing DP only, and we have our flex pitching. Now what happens? What if we want to go, hey, I want my flex in for the DP? Of course we can do that. And we just have to follow the correct rules. So flex Rodriguez can go in for Thompson to bat or run, whatever we want to do. So let's go flex enters for DP. That's going to drop us to 9. And it's going to move, who was that? Was that Martinez? So Martinez to the bench. So now we have only one bench player remaining. That's Foster. So if we flip back to 10, we can only do that one more time. I mean, we can do it an infinite amount of times as long as we have enough bench players, but because we only have one bench player remaining, if we do this now, this is going to be the last time we can do it. So let's go ahead and reinstate back to 10. Rodriguez is going to go back to the flex, and Foster now comes into the game. So we are out of subs. If we do it one more, we can go Rodriguez in for Foster, but then we have to stay at 9. We can't go back to 10. So hopefully that makes sense. You can see when it counts as a sub for your DP is when your DP comes out of the game. When it counts as a sub for your flex is when your flex comes out of the game. But somebody is always staying in the game when that happens, and that person does not have to use a substitution.